Market Monday, we got a late night upload for this week, but man, we have a lot to talk about. We got a bunch of MUT leaks. We've got pretty much Breakout promo part 1 and part 2 champions and LTDs. I don't have really much team of the week information so far. But yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about in the market, but let's just go through the leaks first and what those, because I kind of set the tempo for this week on what to expect content-wise. So Breakouts, these are, I think, 82 overalls, if I believe he tweeted out just a bunch of pictures. I think these are 82 overalls, if I'm not mistaken. We then move on up, and these, or actually, these might be 85, or like, these are 82s. There's a few 85 overalls in here. I think there's another screenshot above that will show the 85 overalls. But first up, right here, Breakouts. These, if we can zoom in on them, are champions for part 1 and part 2. Now, there's a video that shows the part 1 champions and part 2, but I can just name them off. So the part 1 champions are Anton Harrison, a right tackle for the Jaguars, Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Bills, Devon 8-Chain, a running back for the Dolphins, strong safety Giari Brown. Remember, he had that Super Bowl card last year, was really good. And then the final part 1 champion is left outside linebacker Kayvon Thibodeau. Your part 2 champions, which will be coming out next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. We've got cornerback for the Chiefs, Joshua Williams. I actually forgot the name, but this is the left guard for the Falcons. Quinn Williams, D tackle for the Jets. Will Anderson, defensive end for the Texans. And of course, Will Levis, quarterback for the Titans. So those are 5 champions each Thursday for the next 2 weeks. And if we go and we scroll up, you'll see there's the video right here. Kind of goes through the part 1 champions like I just listed. One thing to note on these cards, they actually are going to get it looks like tier 2 and tier 3 abilities, but there's going to be a breakout badge to unlock a breakout attribute boost and ability slot 1, and I'm guessing there's a breakout badge number 2, which unlocks ability slots 2 and 3. So gonna be interesting how you earn those breakout badges or breakout tokens. We'll have to wait and see. My only worry about this is that they are going to be charging $25 for extra, you know, breakout badges, and that'll be really bad, because if you go look, you kind of see the speed on some of these cards. Kayvon Thibodeau's got 86 speed stock. You can get to +1. If you go to Dalton Kincaid, it looks like he's got 86 speed, but can get up to 88 with the breakout badge. There's a ridiculous one here in a little bit. Giari Brown, I don't really know how to pronounce that. 86 speed again, get +2 up to 88 speed. It seems like they're making it to where you kind of need the breakout badges to make these cards good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I love that. But you also can see, like, he does get, I wish did it show the abilities? He doesn't show all the abilities, just the tier 1s. Anton Harrison knows the tackle, but here, Devon 8-Chain. This card gets, he starts at 86 speed stock, goes up to 90 speed with a breakout badge. So, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of upgrades for badges. We also are getting this Drake London card. He's going to be a welcome pack item. He goes all the way up to 88 overall. The only thing is his stats are just not that good, I believe. Actually, they might not be bad at all the way. Plus 87 speed, it's a decent card. The problem is with a card like this where there's 2 parts, you're not going to get him to 88 overall until part 2 of the program. So it's going to be a little bit till you get him to kind of relevancy. And even at relevancy, he's not crazy good, but he's a free card, so good enough on that note. And then here, oh yeah, here are all those set pieces. You see there's a few 85s and some 82 overalls, the 85s. Clark Phillips, Gardner Minshew, Cody Mauch, right guard, Jordan Davis, D tackle, Rashawn Slater, left tackle. Some good cards there. Your LTDs for part 1 and part 2. So your part 1 LTDs are Jordan Love and Joey Porter Jr. Your part 2 LTDs are, I believe this is Cam Curl and Jalen Waddle. So that is your breakout promo. Again, that's going to be dropping this Thursday, and then part 2 will be the following Thursday, at least what we assume. Might be a following Tuesday drop, like we've seen with Game Time Part 3, but I'm assuming it's going to be a Thursday and Thursday content release. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. First thing though, I want to get right out of the way in this video. I still have not gotten my rookie premieres. It feels like 80 to 90% of the community has not gotten their make rights for the make rights in the form of 87 rookie premieres. 87 Ultimate Alumni, and our game time packs. I have no clue what they're doing. The rollout initially happened on Friday. I think the earliest people got them was Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. But other than that kind of first rollout, no one has gotten them. I have no clue. We'll probably get an update on Wednesday morning during the Good Morning Madden stream, but hopefully we get like a tweet or something from NFL Madden Direct in the next 24 to 48 hours. At least like an update, like, hey, we know we're still rolling them out, but like radio silence, of course, from EA. Now, at least they upgrade to 88 overall on Thursday, which is really, really good, but I would still like some communication considering we were supposed to start getting these 4 days ago, and it feels like 1 in every 10 players is actually gotten the rookie premieres. And then I haven't seen anybody with the 87 overall Ultimate Alumni cards. And even though today was Monday, we actually got multiple content drops, including AKA and your game time final part 3 content, whatever you want to call it. We got a Caleb Williams LTD. He is going for a pretty hefty price tag. I honestly don't really know when to buy him, because I would still say, hey, you probably want to wait probably until Thursday. You know, we're getting 89 overall Jordan Love, as well as whenever we get Jaden Daniels, I feel like Caleb Williams might go down in price, but he's only in packs for 48 hours, and typically you'd want to buy an LTD while they're still in packs, usually on the second day. So I would try to wait as long as possible if you want Caleb Williams, because he's a really cool card in game. I don't know actually how good he is, but 84 speed, solid hits all throwing thresholds, so that's a solid card. As for your other content today, we got Drake Greenlaw and Amon-Ra St. Brown. If I can find Amon-Ra St. Brown, I actually picked him up, did this set. This is a very good card. Lions theme team is a top 3 theme team right now in the game. 87 speed, hits all the route running thresholds, going for around 425,000 coins. You can really build a set for more like 375, 400k. And then Drake Greenlaw, this card's okay. We have a lot of outside linebackers now that like are good, and he really can't rush the passer. So I prefer, like, I would prefer even like Lawrence Taylor to Drake Greenlaw. They're the same speed, but at least Lawrence Taylor can rush the passer, whereas like Drake Greenlaw, he's a good card. He's got decent zone coverage. Like, that's what his card is. He's a coverage guy, but his zone coverage, I guess it is 85. He's a pretty good card, but I would just prefer your like outside linebackers to also be able to rush the passer and then be fast. But if you want, and why I wanted to make this segment, if you want game time champions, I actually do think you should pick these guys up like in the next 40 hours, like old game time champions, that is. Yes, we're getting a ton of content. Maybe you can kind of plan it out. Like, we know the champions now. Like, we don't, well, there's like, we're getting a tight end, so maybe don't buy Brock Bowers right now. Maybe don't buy CJ Stroud. Well, CJ Stroud's actually not that bad of a buy because Jordan Love is an LTD. He's going to be expensive. Like Patrick Queen, we're not getting a middle linebacker for the breakout promo. So if you can get Patrick Queen for like 350k, I don't think it's that bad. Same thing with Micah Parsons for like, I got mine today for 320k. We're not getting a defensive end with this breakout part 1. We're getting Will Anderson for part 2, but that's, you know, that's 10 days away. So Micah Parsons for like 330k when his set costs 400k, I don't think it's a bad buy. I think this probably, they don't really go down in price that much. At least these cards that are not being affected by the content we're getting this week. We don't know Team of the Week content, but that is, you know, we'll see in a few days. But like Javon Holland, I think Javon Holland for like 380. That's what I bought him for 370 today. Dolphins theme team is really good. We're not getting a free safety with Breakout Part 1. We're getting a strong safety, but even we saw his stats, he's not that crazy fast. Javon Holland, 88 speed stock on his card is really, really good. So I would not be afraid of picking up these game time cards. You know, maybe wait until Team of the Week reveals, but, you know, buy them tomorrow night, I would say. At least sit on the filter for a little bit, try to pick the cards up for your team, because even though we're getting an odds boost, I don't think 84s are going to, like, where's the 84 overall supply going to come from on Thursday to make these 87 overall champions really crash down in price? I think they're pretty affordable for some of the best cards in the game. So yeah, game time champions, I actually would kind of recommend picking them up in the next 48 hours. And then AKA content today, we saw one of the most unique AKA content drops, really a unique drop in Madden Ultimate Team history. I don't know if this has ever been a thing, but you guys know, of course, we've got Night Train Lane and then Tyreek Hill, but there was a Tyreek Hill Vintage Edition, but it was an LTD. We didn't know, you know, how it was all going to work. Well, kudos to EA, man, because they put the vintage set, or they put the vintage LTD version, you are able to pull it within the Tyreek Hill just champion set. Now, the dilemma here is the 87 overall Tyreek Hill is very, very cheap on the auction house. He's going for like 325k, and yes, if you want him for your team, I would highly recommend you pick him up. Investment wise, it's kind of it's whatever. It's gonna be hard for Tyreek Hill to really go up in price a lot because there's so much supply. Like, this Tyreek Hill set is going to be spammed for the next 48 hours while the LTD is still available to pull within the set, right? You see 335k for an 88 speed wide receiver. That's an awesome price. You know, like, this was the best possible outcome, I would say, for today, because one, the LTD himself, if we could actually go to it at 88 overall, it's expensive, but like 1.7 mil for a 90 speed receiver is really not that bad, considering 90 speed is going to be the fastest player in the game, other than Devon A-Chain with a boost this Thursday, for a long, long time. Also, Dolphins and Chiefs theme team are like 2 of the top 3 theme teams in the game. So, one, you can get the Tyreek Hill from doing a set. You don't have to spend money to pull him in a pack, which is really, really cool. We haven't seen that the last few years in MUT. And then on the other hand, it made the 87 champion, which is still a very good card, really, really affordable. Like, this is 335k for an 88 speed wide receiver. Come on now, that's a great price for every single person in the game. Most people aren't going to be able to afford the LTD Tyreek, so this makes this Tyreek Hill very affordable. But again, that's the dilemma, because for the set, you're going to have to spend probably around 500k, and if you pull the 87 Tyreek Hill, you're losing around 200k after tax. And it is very rare to pull the LTD. I would say it's like a 1 in 15, 1 in 20 chance. So you got to get pretty lucky. It's a dilemma if you want to do the set and try to get lucky, or just buy the cards outright. We actually go to Night Train Lane. He also, as a result of this, is kind of not going for that much. It was a weird day. This is the most unique day ever, I would say, with AKAs. Now, I had a ton of 84s pre-built, and I was planning on doing the AKA sets and selling off the champions, but I had to call an audible today, and I ended up selling all of my 84s for around 120k. Was one of the most successful investments I've ever had. Was buying them for like low 70s. Made a few mil off of pre-building AKA players, but it wasn't even pre-building. I just ended up selling the 84s. But Night Train Lane also, he's only 450k, and he's an 88 speed, and he hits both man and zone thresholds. A very good card. Again, I would recommend picking up Tyreek Hill 87 or Night Train Lane, again, in the next 48 hours before, because once that 88 Tyreek Hill LTD goes out of packs/sets, I don't think that set is going to, like, Tyreek Hill 87 set is not going to be opened at all. There's going to be no reason to do that Tyreek Hill set, and that 87 supply is going to slowly go down, again, once that LTD is pulled from the set/packs. But who knows, maybe he never gets pulled from the set. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's your AKA content. Also, make sure you can go play your solo challenges right now, and actually hear few still sales. Oh, I sold a Jalen Ramsey Redux and a David Njoku Redux there. But make sure, if you have not done your AKA solos/objectives, you can actually get enough tokens to earn a free BND full champion. Now, I really wouldn't recommend now using it on Night Train Lane or Tyreek Hill 87 because they're not that expensive, but I would play the solos. I would get the objectives done and, you know, hold for next week for that first 88 overall AKA champion. But to wrap things up, kind of just going through like the 86 and 87 overall players. Of course, I've mentioned, like in the past few Market Mondays, like buying your team prior to Thursday evening or Thursday, like kind of midday. You want to get your team before we kind of head to that Thursday, that weekend window. And cards have, you know, significantly risen the past few weeks once we kind of get past that Thursday morning panic selling. This week, I feel like it's a little bit different, especially for old champions. Now, again, I would still recommend picking up the AKA cards, the game time cards in the next 48 hours because their packs are being opened the most right now while there still is LTDs within their content. But as for like older cards, you know, I would say like, well, Legends you should have already had in your team, but like Campus Heroes, maybe old Team of the Weeks, old Boom players, I would be a little bit more cautious in general. I feel like this is like a great resetter week. The breakout cards look really, really good. Like, they're the first cards that are going to be, you know, I would say significantly better than like just your 85 overall champions. They're going to have abilities. You guys have seen that badge boost thing. Like, these cards are going to be like the 87 overalls we've been getting. Like, you could say they're good cards, but they're not significantly better than the likes of like, even like for cornerbacks that have come out. Like Darrelle Revis is still 85 overall. Darrelle Revis is still a really, really good card, and he's usable. But like the cards we're getting on Thursday that are going to have 88, 89 speed plus abilities on them, I think it's like they're actually significantly better than like that 85 and 86 overall champions we've seen. So I would be a little bit more patient with buying your team this week. I think that's what I kind of want to get through to you guys. Wait until the team of the week reveals. Wait until the official breakout and see how the whole promo and the breakout badge structure of it all, like how easy is it to get the breakout badges, and really be patient, because I think we saw a lot of panic selling today. I mean, if you've been on the market today, you'll kind of notice like players, I mean, of course, AKAs are down a ton. That's just how it is every single Monday. These cards drop like crazy, but actually looks like Paul Krause is actually up at 320k or from earlier today. But in general, the market did drop a good amount today, and I think it could even go a little bit lower just across the board in general when we get to like Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and we get the rest of like the official breakout reviews. I think you'll see a lot more people kind of panic selling certain cards. So but still, I think the rule still follows, like you want to have your team, a majority of your team, before Thursday afternoon, but be a little bit more patient this week, because I think there'll be a lot more panic sellers, because the content, I think, is a step above what we've gotten throughout this entire year this Thursday for the breakout content. But that is all for this Market Monday. Yeah, we had a lot to cover, a lot of leaks. We'll see team of the week. What are these sales? So these are the last of my 84 overall AKA sales. But that's all for the video today. Comment if you have any questions, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.